Hey everyone, almost forgot the summary video from yesterday morning, from last night's drive, or yesterday afternoon's drive, and then this morning's drive, heading out for our fourth day afternoon drive. So pretty quiet drive yesterday afternoon, just driving around the park, the usual, heard some alarm calls, so tigers were around, didn't see them, generally pretty quiet. We got very close to some wild elephants, we could hear them trumpeting, but they were in the bush. Now they might only be 40 metres away, 50 metres away, and you think, how do you not see elephants? They blend in very well, and the density of bush, yeah, you often don't see them, so pretty quiet. So kicked off this morning, went into the Mugby zone, went up one of the hills there. They're kind of rocky hills but covered in vegetation, and someone had seen a tiger. So all the vehicles are flying up the hill, down the hill, they're pointing left, right, northwest, southeast, you know, all the points of the compass and everywhere else. You know, an alien could have taken it and took off. No one knew. So we kind of got jack of that, and our driver Pinku went down the hill away from the maddening crowd, drove down in the open area, one of the open areas, and we stopped to photograph a crested hawk eagle that was sitting on a lovely perch in a tree. As we're sitting there for a couple of minutes taking photos, our guide, so we always got a local guide as well, sees a leopard. Now, we've never seen a leopard here before, and they're very shy and elusive, and if you say you've seen a leopard, people are almost shocked. Now, we got a good glimpse. I did get a photo for identification. It was really moving through the undergrowth. So we drove around to where we thought it was going to go, because we'd gone a bit forward and it crossed the road behind us. We went around, we stopped, and Nicole turned around, had a quick look, and there it was, slinking across the road behind our vehicle. So we got to see it, you know, slinking across the road quickly. It was quite shadowy, didn't have enough time to turn around. Again, incredibly shy compared to the ones I've seen in Africa many times. But it was great to see one, and that's our first leopard here in Bandhavgarh out of 4 trips here, and quite a surprise and a pleasant surprise. So as we were sitting there, we drove just a little ways on the same road, maybe a few hundred metres. There was a vehicle stopped there. Bang, tiger, one of Spotty cubs. So she had 3 cubs. Spotty is deceased, but 3 male cubs. One of them is dominant where we were, around this hill area, and only the one car, everyone else was still back on the hill. So we got to spend a good few minutes with Spotty's male cub, who is now considered an adult, hunting, guarding a territory, you know, challenging challenging males that challenge him to take over, and virtual sighting to ourselves. Ended up seeing on the way back, so got some good video, great photos, walking straight at us, beautiful shots in the grass. Yeah, fantastic. It was a great sighting. On the way back for our little morning break, our breakfast break at the rest stop, for those birders out there, we saw a Himalayan griffin, an Egyptian vulture, and a king vulture feeding on what was the remnants of a golden jackal kill, a small spotted deer, white spotted deer. So only the king vulture I'd never seen here before. So it was good to see those guys, 3 of them all together, feeding on the remains of this spotted deer kill. So good morning. We're going to head back to Mugby today. There was a female there on the same hill where the male was tracking around. So we know she's there because one of the vehicles spotted her. So we're going to go straight back there and see if we can find her as well. See you soon.